This is Snake. Do you read me, Otacon?
Loud and clear, Snake.
Kept you waiting.
Hey everybody, welcome to Foxhound Mercenaries Assassin Gaming. This is your host, MDG Unit 003. Pleasure to introduce myself. I've been playing Call of Duty for quite some time, actually, since Modern Warfare was first released in 2007. Took a break sometime after Black Ops 4. Actually, it was a little bit before that. I stopped at that title and just kind of gave it a break because I was really much done with the series then. But just recently, started getting back into gaming with Modern Warfare 3, and been listening to see how the content community has grown around Black Ops and decided now to start adding my opinions on some things. So here we go. This video is going to be short and simple. I'm going to touch about the topic of S.B.M.M. and E.O.M.M. actually. So here we go. All right, so now for those new who probably don't know what this is or just tuning in, as well as those who have been around for a while, S.B.M.M, right, skill-based matchmaking, as it's called, right, is a party mechanic which groups players within a game lobby based upon equal or relative skill. For most games, old or new, AAA to indie, the purpose of S.B.M.M is really to have fair and competitive matches. Now, applying this to the topic at hand, which is Call of Duty, which we are going to be making content about, right? Old examples would group you within a norm of no more than 5 to 10, within 5 to 10 of a level or rank difference in most games, as these was what you would consider a grouping of those similar in skill level. It's very uncommon to usually see the majority of players that are in the game lobby at that given time exceed outside of that limit. Because for the obvious intent purposes, anything outside of such parameters, you're kind of imbalancing the match, right? Above, I have listed some description of just random games which see, and they generally would fit that same rank, level, or status within a game. Another reason for S.B.M. was to avoid griefing of untalented or lesser skilled players. Older term from gaming way back in the day, which I don't really hear too much about now. Quite the contrary, you hear about these so-called self-proclaimed 1%, 5% top-tier players who are complaining about S.B.M. not in the aspect of getting thrown into hacker lobbies, which I do not agree with, but because the fact is that they can't gank on complete noobs, which is absolutely appalling for me. Kind of pathetic, actually, how people can make a bunch of fake content using practically bot lobbies or, within an inch close of being called one, and their views are just skyrocketing throughout the roof. But this is the internet after all. People do like fake shit. Speaking of which, I just find it super weird how these guys with their goofy pictures on their thumbnails for their YouTube videos, mopping up rooms, getting 25 plus illegitimate kills on basically brand new people who just signed up for the game. get away with this shit, and people still, support these type of people. But I guess that's the internet for you. People do like fake shit. As long as it looks good, no one talks about it. I mean, for crying out loud, anybody who advocates for shit like tube boxing or VPNs, like you just lose all interest in it. Like like tell us that you're a scrub without telling us you're a scrub, because it's like you know how can you advocate beating up on new players? You know what I mean? I've seen legit videos of dudes who really do the shit for real, who play real pro Call of Duty, and they're going against Crimson's iridescence no problem. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's just more cash grab view shit. People who actually really do suck and just want to yeah, with just empty, false, fake content. I'm over it, man, and that's exactly why I'm making videos now. But I will touch on that in a later topic. You had your machine gunner, you had snipers, you had close quarters combat. I remember back in the day, you had Commando Pro, and the lunge on that thing was amazing. You could shank someone from the bottom of a stairwell, and no one complained. Everybody loved it because everybody worked their own class. They did what was best for them. So, I'll leave that at rest as well. And I'll touch back on that as another video as well too, talking about how this game has died and what could be done to resuscitate it if Call of Duty ever cared to. But from judging from the update page and their lack of customer service, I highly doubt that that will ever happen again. Well, enough about Call of Duty and S.B.M.M right now. Like I said earlier, I want to touch about S.B.M.M, and now I also want to speak about this new concept which just came around last year, because you literally have never heard of this thing up until August 2023, called E.O.M.M. So I remember a YouTuber who coined this term after reading the Call of Duty patch notes, as well as the Call of Duty patent that they use for their matchmaking system. And this kid dissected this and coined his term E.O.M.M. And for some reason, the community has been running rampant addressing this situation as such, when this could not be any further from. First and foremost, there is no such thing as E.O.M.M, or engagement optimization matchmaking. Anybody who has a decent understanding of the English fucking language knows that you cannot have a matchmaking based upon optimized engagement. That is literally impossible. To optimize engagement deals with things outside of matchmaking. Inside of the game, yes, you can manipulate it. As we read here, according to the patents, right? Certain things such as skill-based damaged, hitbox registration, or skin multiplier purchase bonuses, right, would be considered engagement optimization, because it is what keeps a player playing. It is what retains a player from playing. It has nothing to do with the matchmaking process whatsoever. All of the things forementioned manipulate the game mechanics in a way for Activision and their woke agenda to be able to control the gameplay based upon player inputs, right? To dictate who they want to win for this sick, sinister design that they believe will keep players playing the game, which in all actuality is making people leave this piece of shit so-called AAA title in record numbers like never before. But to stick to the topic of E.O.M.M, what people are thinking of when they are dealing with hackers being shadow banned unjustly, when they are losing gunfights after shooting from the chest level up consistently, barely missing, yet the opponent will turn around and gun them down in 2 bullets in full health. Or when magically your gun's idle aim sway, which is like the worst fucking mechanic in this game, seems to act out of whack out of nowhere after hitting dead center shots most of the game. This is, without a doubt, S.B.M.M. You can make matches based upon skill. You can make matches based upon network. Or what you can do is make matches based upon what is now an algorithm-based matchmaking, right? As skill-based matchmaking no longer is applied towards the entire party and the lobby pool, but more towards the individual level, which they then use in their algorithm to use to make matches. You cannot make engagement optimized matchmaking. That is literally impossible. You can optimize engagement using such things as skill based damage, right, to make players feel that they are performing better. You can optimize engagement by selling bundle packs from what used to be done back in the day to keep player retention, or add extra content such as black cell or skins or tracer packs. This is what optimizes the player's engagement with the game. But it does not have any way, shape, or form an influence with matching people in a party. So I do hope that this rather very stupid term disappears surely as fast as it can. The reason why I'm digging on this, right, is because you content creators, you know, what you're trying to do for the community is great, but you need to articulate yourselves in a way that gets the message across, right? You cannot address an issue of something and then mislabel the issue. How are we going to be able to work on what needs to be worked on? The problem is, simply and plain, the skill based matchmaking, or if people are looking for a new term, the algorithm based matchmaking is absolutely horrendous and flawed by design. Because anyone who performs decently is going to be knocked into a bracket where there's hackers. Why the fuck a multi-billion-dollar company doesn't even have a kernel level anti-cheat system, which most other AAA titles have, is beyond me, but that's for another video. But that will be all for this video, YouTube. Thank you. It's your host, M.A.G. Unit 3 again. Take care. Till the next topic.